In the midst of the debate over the exact location of biblical Bethsaida, the archaeological discoveries and the geographic reality of the site of el-Araj, situated on the northeastern shore of the Sea of Galilee, almost definitively meet the identifying criteria of lost Bethsaida. It is the hometown of Saints Peter and Andrew, disciples of Jesus as the Gospels recount. Archaeologists Professor Mordechai Aviam of Kinneret Academic College and Dr. Stephen Notley, Academic Director of the project, discovered a 5th century Byzantine church containing a mosaic with a Greek inscription mentioning the preeminence of St. Peter, chief and leader of the heavenly apostles and bearer of the keys of heaven.
This is the earliest archaeological evidence of that belief, that Peter was the chief of the apostles. And the only reason Peter would be referenced here in this church again is the idea we hear in John's Gospel of Peter coming from Bethsaida.
St. Willibald, who in the 8th century made a pilgrimage from Capernaum to Kursi, wrote that he arrived along the way at a place called Bethsaida. There was a church built on the house of Saints Peter and Andrew. We have found this church. It is the church visited by Willibald. After the discovery of the inscription mentioning Peter's title, the one who carries the keys of heaven, we can say with certainty that this is the church visited by Willibald, where he stayed overnight in the monastery. The archaeological excavations revealed walls beneath the church. The oldest ones date back to the 1st century AD, the time of St. Peter. In the 4th century AD, another enclosure wall was added. I believe this is the first time that early Christians consecrated this house as the house of Peter and Andrew. Then in the 5th century AD, the large church was built here, inside whose presbytery we are now standing. Dr. Stephen Notley states that the origin of the name el-Araj, the paralytic man, comes from confusion in some ancient manuscripts between the names Bethsaida, where Jesus healed a paralytic, and Bethsaida, because the two names are similar. Another criterion for identifying biblical Bethsaida is that it must have been a Jewish fishing village. We have found here clear evidence of a typical Jewish village. For example, stone vessels not susceptible to impurity, very common in the 1st and 2nd centuries AD, and also Hasmonean coins used by Jews. We can see here the curves of the Jordan River. This is essentially the area of its mouth. The site's proximity to the river and the lake strengthens the story unfolding before our eyes, that of a large Jewish fishing village. Numerous fishing weights, ceramic tools, mosaic stones, and coins dating to the Roman period, 1st to 3rd centuries AD, have been discovered, as well as remains of an ancient Roman bath. The historian Josephus writes that King Philip elevated Bethsaida's status from village to city, polis, because of its large population. He gave it the name Julias in the 1st century AD. We have also found dwellings in other areas, an entire quarter dating to the 1st, 2nd and 3rd centuries AD. We believe this is precisely Bethsaida. Today we can affirm it with solid confidence, perhaps not absolute, but certainly well-founded. According to Father Eugenio Aliata, archaeologist of the Custody of the Holy Land, this implies the need to locate administrative buildings or a synagogue. However, he adds,
so maybe they will. They are still working on this. So for us as Christians, it's very important the discovery of the church with inscription mentioning St. Peter. This is very important because it means for Christians there was a memory, not only of the house of Peter and Andreas in Capernaum, but another memory in the place where the apostles were coming from, which is Bethsaida.
The site will be developed by the Nature and Parks Authority. This will allow hundreds of thousands of pilgrims from around the world to come here and admire the archaeological findings and the site itself.